For the finances?
You see up there on the top, you see where it says.
Yeah.
There it goes. There you go.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Drive safe. See you tomorrow.
Nice meeting you. Okay. It's 5:31, so I'm going to call the meeting to order. We have a quorum. Andrew is going to be on. Stephen.
Maybe it's the 6:30, 74. Andrew, is that you?
He's gonna be at school at 6, so he's not.
Yeah, that might be him.
Meeting was properly noticed. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Can I add something? We need to remove Matt Lefter. He's missed a number of meetings. Anymore?
Oh.
No.
Yes, we.
I'm removing letter B. Can't remember.
Oh, good.
You know, efficient meeting.
Why?
I was typing up.
There's nothing to discuss on that. It has to come.
I've talked with us, I don't know if you know, they've shared some communications.
No, I didn't know that. That's,
That are the conceptual things.
Yeah.
They contacted Jim and then they said, you know, responded, they didn't like the answer, so they didn't respond.
yeah. Board doesn't know anything about it. So we're gonna.
Maybe I'll follow the IT committee.
Sure.
Yeah, like the idea was to have Bill join us and give us an update of what has been discussed in the committee, but unfortunately not here.
But it still doesn't make sense to put this here without the board.
Yeah.
Being aware
Oh,
of
that's
that.
okay. We'll still try to follow up and get.
I think it's better it comes here first.
Right.
Or-
Yeah.
We don't even, the board doesn't even know what this is.
Right.
We don't
We don't know
Doesn't mean they'll bypass this stuff.
how much is going to be spent on.
Yeah.
We don't want to go just to the board so they can put a consent agenda and approve it.
No, I agree with that, but the procedure for things is the board decides who, what committees do, not other committees.
Okay.
But I think the organization, I think, would function better if things financially would come here first, so we have a chance to influence it and see it and guide it. And then,
Is this even a financial thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be significant.
oh, it's huge.
But see, that's,
Yeah,
we don't even know that. Are there any, I haven't seen any spreadsheets, there's no documents about this, there's.
That's there's,
That's
it's lack of
conceptual
information. It's just
dialogue.
everybody's talking about. it.
Right.
Saying,
Well, everybody's not, the board knows nothing about it.
all right. So I think let us get some information. I'll get to somebody. And we can figure out how we're going to go. So,
You don't want to go the same way as the Gallagher. That guy.
Not by me.
I know. Warren Management says not by us either. That's like, who did it? Who approved it? But it was $250,000.
I agree.
And you have the pleasure of a thing on your phone. Card. $250,000. Would you like to have that back?
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't have paid $18. Glad I know that.
it's supposed to be better cap is, instead of some year when we did your, and, you know, you
Right, take a picture.
Take a picture. of you. There was something.
Gallagher?
Yeah.
Where's that?
But that was part of the whole pitch.
Yeah.
That was over pitched.
I'm not saying that this committee shouldn't do it. I'm not saying that this shouldn't be something you make a decision on, but I don't think that there should be two committees fully developing something that the board's never heard of.
It's just not right for discussion with the finance committee yet. We're just not ready for a full discussion.
Right, I agree. So we taking it off?
the agenda. That's why I wasn't trying to be difficult.
No, I'm just saying that I think we had been on this
Maybe
track to get more information and we haven't.
And it's not, even that's not, yeah, even worse.
Okay, so with those changes, I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Okay.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Approval of meeting minutes. Meeting minutes. Second. Favor? Aye. Corner comments? No. No. Okay. Okay, so we can start with December financial status update. Right?
Yes.
It's all on you.
Yeah, so I just started today. I finished all service areas today and I started working on CCS, Kano and CJC, which I'm hoping to be finalized either by tomorrow end of day or Saturday early morning. So I can start working on our internal goal for all financial managers is to have the year end close finalized by the end of January. Not for this, not to like extend over to February. So I'm hoping to have close to final draft of PROA by Monday so that Jen, which is my VP, she needs to approve all of these financial reports. So I'm gonna be sending her now so she can start review the service areas. Once I'm done with CJC, CCS, and Kanoa, she can start reviewing that. And hopefully by Monday, I can send her PROA so she can give me her feedback. And hopefully by end of next week, we can have all financials ready for all 18 committees.
So should we look to have a kind of a quick meeting the first week of February? And just go over the financial?
Yeah, definitely. I will have a different report than the one I sent you guys by then for sure.
Yeah.
So if you want to like have like a quick half an hour meeting to review what I have by then, if it's not final yet, then we can so. But for sure, I'm gonna have something different. By mid next week, I'm gonna have something different than what I showed you guys last week.
Okay.
That's progress. Do you have to deliver the financials on the same schedule to the board with those metrics, or do you get leeway for the year close?
So for the year on close, we get more leeway. We get 45 days to deliver everything, but we're not trying to use the 45 days, like in terms of.
But you're not up against a wall in terms of timetable or anything.
Yeah, no. I got, yeah. The thing that has taken me the most time is definitely, some payments that were both like, let's say that the payment was meant for Green Lawn and the resident posted, submitted the payment, it was posted on PROA. Then a transfer needed to be done, maybe the funds never went transferred, or the adjustment was never paid and we're missing that payment, so I need to reconcile all of that stuff. That's basically the bigger issue that we have right now. I think the things that take the most time for PROA, I think are mainly done. The assessment, that's a simple journal entry. Moving to prepaid, the insurance, that's gonna be a simple journal entry as well. I already have the split, the payroll for CDC and PROA done. I just need to post it into the system. I just didn't want to go into PROA and I just didn't want to stop what I was doing for the service areas, CSC, and CJC, and start working. I knew that then I will have to revisit PROA and see what I have done and make sure that I don't lose track of what I was doing from the beginning. But yeah, I apologize for this taking longer than I was expecting. Definitely, it should be smoother for me next year if I still have to do you guys. But yeah,
It's
it's
just so it's fully understood.
yeah.
Getting down in the weeds a little bit with all the little reclass and everything.
Yes, like everything that is in the AR other account, the other current liabilities, I'm trying to clean all of that. And then I need to identify, we have some receivables that we think needs to be written off. Then I need to bring those to you guys or the board for you guys to review and say, hey, okay, let's go ahead and write this off. Yeah, but the idea is to clean all of that up.
I was gonna be next year, when you take that first cut, we all know the year close is gonna be a first cut.
Yeah.
Try to get some more major things taken care of, like that transfer
Throughout the year.
of the labor to CJC, which is $100,000 at least. And the assessments, posting the assessments, those two items are $600,000.
Yes.
We have a P&L and a little more. So, yeah, try to get some of the dive
Into the weeds.
yeah.
Yeah, and I've noticed, like, for example, I'm struggling with some of the adjustments made like of the first quarter before I started here. So I didn't have any background, and then so But I've noticed that these are things that we can get cleaned up throughout the year. And that, like, meaning like, this, yeah, like, now, now that I went years ago, all the steps of dealing with the auditors, the budgets, learning the community, and now with the year end, yes. Now I feel that on a monthly basis, after the monthly close, I can go back and tackle some of this on time so that we don't have so much stuff like backlog at the end of the year. So yes, I'll definitely do that, and again, next few times.
Okay. No, you know, we understand that.
And before you try to find 200 by a period or monthly basis, you might think about it. And
That's an option.
because you don't need to be.
Yeah.
On a quarterly basis, that'd be a nice milestone to work with.
Has there been any discussion with the auditors as to when they plan to start? Never asked that.
No, the start point's never a problem.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, so they sent us the letter for us to engage with their services for CJC already for the 2025 audit. I haven't received that letter from, but I'll reach out to them and see where I can get that so we can start and get this moved. And
And you can wait until
You just the last year.
you're really finalized with everything, you feel comfortable.
I don't know what the
And
What's the contract department that we use?
oh, I wouldn't check that. I don't know.
It was 3 or 5 years.
last year.
I think it
It's probably last year.
Lauren, by any chance, you remember the timeline for our contract that we have with the auditors? Is it 3 years, 5 years?
I think it's a year by year. We didn't sign a full 3-year engagement with them. We're going a year by year with them. Each year we re-up their services. I will note that every year that we've had them since they started, they have improved on their timeline. I know their timelines aren't great. But I mean, for their first one, it took what, 1.5 years to get the audit done. Then we got it down to about a year. Now we got it down to 9-10 months.
Yeah.
So
hopefully we'll get it down to 5 or 6.
that's the goal. That's the
Yep.
goal.
Yes, I agree.
So, I mean, Celebration and all of its 18 different entities from an audit perspective are a little bit confusing for people to understand. So, I mean, them finally getting on board and understanding how we work is a positive.
Send that note, CJC, you've got that, CJC done, or it's close. to
I'm working on it. You mean the email that I sent you this afternoon?
Yeah, the surplus you said is down 31,000.
Yeah, so it's 31,000 right now, but because we paid the initial bill that we got from the insurance, it was, I think, close to $143,000 for a period of 12 months. So currently, all sitting in December. So once I send that to prepaid, it's gonna like the actuals is gonna be like maybe $12,000 for December. So I'm moving like $130,000 to prepaid. So if you put that along with the $31,000, it's gonna be like 160. And then I believe it was like maybe 78% that belongs to basically. So that will take us to like closer to 100,000, the number that you had. I just need to check that I don't have any additional costs I need to book into December. But yeah, it should be around your numbers.
So right now you're committing to 100,000 probably plus for December. You're real concerned. I think it's gonna be closer to a couple hundred. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
Unless we
be,
get some surprises, yeah.
I think it's gonna
Make
be
a couple hundred.
yes.
Okay. Do you have my email I sent on funds?
Yes, yes, I have it here. So the statement balances as of December 31st for all accounts are gonna be for operating 600,000 as of December 31st.
Balance 600,000.
$597,607 as of December 31st. As of today, the balance is 1.4. Yes, the Board of
What's the net after the journal entries?
That's what I have as of today before coming to reserves. We had as of December 1st, we had liquid $462,000, 132. Currently in the account as of today, we have $450,000 because I haven't.
Total with the investments, just give a grade.
Okay, with the investment on reserve are gonna be an additional $557,000.
It's 1,076,572.
Yeah. Yeah, and then out of the $450,000 that we have liquid as of today, that's missing the allocation, the January allocation that I get from operating to reserve. This number is increasing. Capital, we have as of December 31st, $1,083,000, 991. That's liquid. Investments in capital, we had $1,648,000, 264.
Total, it's 2,680,000.
Now, liquid, as of today, we have $1,045,000. Just still around the same number. Investments. And then, Jim, I told you that we have received another bill from the Angeles, early January, $150,000. They revised that bill. It was actually for $417,000. That bill was already paid. I'll tell you right now what we have paid in total to the end. So as of today, we have paid the Angeles $1.5 million, and per their last invoice, we still owe them $1,977,000. And that's not including what we owe Cali Group. We owe Cali Group, based on this last invoice that we received in January, it's gonna be closer to $270,000, what we have right now.
It's in the 1.9 million.
No,
That's additional.
is the Angeles, this is Cali, yes.
Budget. Okay. Are there any change orders pending?
So, the last invoice from the Angeles included a net balance on change orders of, I'll tell you right now, I think it was around 34,000.
Still some pending. Probably total that.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, so how we get to the 34,000, it was additions $57,669 and deductions $22,848. The net is gonna be 34,820. And that's included.
We have a projection for payments to construction company. On that, what's due next or what's coming up with timeline.
I can request that because they do it based on progress. But if we're assuming that we're gonna have the building done by May, we'll probably be paying the remaining within the next 2 months.
There should be a payment in June.
yeah.
After we're holding out after the inspection of the project.
Will there be a 10% at the end there? We still would pay February, March, April, May, June, so it's the 1.977 divided by 5, and then 10% of the whole project in August or September.
Yeah, maybe,
With that, or, so this number is
Yeah.
probably what it's going to be.
yeah,
See, I've got, we changed the forecast from the total payment.
okay,
And so my forecast for next year shows that we would be about 2.9 million. So,
yeah, but then by the end of 2025, we got 2 big bills that total almost $900,000, and then early this January, we got this bill for $417,000. So in a period of 3 weeks, we paid 1.3 million.
yeah, but we paid 507,000 in December.
We paid a second bill. We paid a bill on top of that. That was.
Lauren, who's approving the pay apps? Lick?
DeAngelis submits a pay request to Click. Click reviews it. In many instances, they push back on them. And then once Click signs it and sends it to us, we pay out.
So we paid the application number 2 and 3 in December. Application number 2 was for $354,895. Application 3 was for $570,000. And then the application 4, which is the one that we paid in January, was for $417,000.
You provided me the $851. Before through December. And $107,000. Oh, I'm sorry, that's November.
Yeah, in this email, I mentioned that we paid the $928,000 in this. Yeah.
So Lauren, is Click looking at this from a rolling payment against the total as opposed to just adding individual invoices? Are they keeping track of we paid and what's due and all that?
They do.
Yes, and I know Ray's been kind of keeping track on the side as well. You also have some of the change orders in here that have been added into these numbers as well.
Small now.
I can show them just so that you can see.
The only concern I was gonna raise is just have to watch so we have capital available to pay. We've got these in treasury notes. I think treasury will be redeemed. So it should be a big issue. We just.
Yes.
Yeah, because depending on how quickly you end up having to pay, starting it out through June, we could be to have an opportunity capital.
We're not tapped that other CE, so that's, which two of the main.
Yeah.
Just have to be careful with that. It'll come back. Sales come back.
So you just issue a check and it'll come back NSF and.
Yeah, on top of the $35.
Oh, in fact, our reading, that's okay.
Yeah. So the
Delay
next,
paying them.
Yeah.
the next T bills for capital are mature on 19 and the other one April 16.
How much are they?
The one on March 19 is gonna be for $788,000, and then one from April 16 is gonna be $848,000.
As long
Sorry,
as long as they maintain it.
correct, yes.
They canceled it in February. Yeah, it was Friday flash and Monday. So take a look.
I think it's February 3rd. So we claim $450,000 is like a forecast. For Daniel's time, or you claim $450,000, someone tracking that.
I've got my forecast, which is just a guessing me, 800,000 spent in January, another 800,000 in February. 400,000 in March, $500,000 in April, 100,000 in May. And that brings us to the 2.9, which brings us to the total of 3. So,
Generous.
yeah.
Okay, good.
And that, if it falls that way, we still need 800,000 as far as capital funding. And let's go.
How much is the total for that?
2.2.
2.8, 2.3?
Yeah.
Okay.
2.8.
Yeah, so I currently have 2.2, and if I include the payment that we released last week, it was gonna be closer to 2.7. So you're not
Pretty close.
Good. Good to hear. All right. So. Just briefly, as far as the replacement fund. And this will get into the vehicle discussion as to where. As you know, we're putting in, and so as long as we keep. Spend 100,000 or more vehicles, we keep the spending to then another period, we can keep the replacement fund at about $1 million. Which is what the goal is, to keep it about that, because in case there's ever an emergency. it-
And they're unreserved? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have coming up the furniture and yes, the vehicles, so that could drain a bunch of what we currently have. Probably have to. Invest.
As long as we can keep it at a 3 year. 3 million. we'll be Okay. Including the furniture. So, that's pretty much it for the funds for right now. Okay. Let's talk about the 2026 vehicle purchases. We have any updates? Lauren, Jacob, anything we should know?
This.
I'm gonna defer to Jacob.
Nothing at the moment. We're taking it back to the board for further discussion next week.
Okay, what you presented at the last workshop, is that where you are now still? Have you called any other dealers or tried to get better deals or anything?
Not at the moment. We want to see where the board's direction is with it. If that's still, since we really didn't discuss the direction moving forward with those vehicles, as it's listed as a discussion item, if they're wanting to move forward with that plan, then that's when we'll start to get more quotes on vehicles. As if we keep getting more information on vehicles, right now we have two different dealerships that have constantly been reaching out, seeing if we're still interested in the vehicles that we've acquired, and a few of them have already been traded or sold off. So until we get a confirmation that that's the direction that we want to move forward with, we're just kind of holding there.
We're still going for 5 trucks and 1 car.
Correct.
I still have an issue with that. We have 9 NEVs. We don't know how many are usable. Until we bring somebody in to look at the NEVs and to fix those and look at how many we can retain, we can't decide how many we're gonna buy. And we're gonna make a transition out of NEVs, that's obvious. But do it in a fiscally responsible way. We should get useful life out of the NEVs that we can repair. That's if we get 6 NEVs, then how many cars we're gonna buy? If we get 3 NEVs, it's another number. But at least then we're making a good fact-based decision about how many we need to buy. Right now, you're basically saying, we're just gonna get rid of some NEVs. We don't know if they're bad. Review of the, and I think the board should have a review of the NEVs and what is usable before we make a decision on how many cars we're gonna buy.
And Mike, we continue to try to get people to come in and evaluate the NEVs. It's proving more difficult. It's not an easy task to get people in. GEM's not coming down because they don't have other clients here. The individuals that have been supplied to us by some residents that service theirs don't want to deal with us as commercial because they're busy enough on the residential side and we're more difficult to deal with.
Okay, so because we can't get somebody to look at the NEVs, and we're just gonna salvage them all out and replace them with new cars.
I'm not saying that we're just giving up and moving on with our lives. I'm saying we're trying and we're still actively trying, but we're still trying to move this along. The board asked for some additional financial projections and information. We'll get that to them when we can after year close, and then the conversation will continue. We're not actioning on this right now.
Okay, well, that discussion item that was at the last board meeting, it said there was a consensus to plan to replace 6 of the NEVs. And I still am not on board to replace the 6 of the NEVs until we have some information as to whether that's the right number or not.
Like I said, in 2026, we have $110,700 in the reserve study to basically place my new NEVs or.
But because it's there, we shouldn't spend it. Doesn't mean we should spend it this way. We've got a better decision, get some more life out of these maps first.
Yeah.
I think this is a discussion akin to the camera discussion, that it's not ripe for discussion yet because we don't have additional information.
Okay. All right. So then, I guess I would say whatever you want to do in the work meeting. Without us having that final discussion, I guess.
I will make sure that it comes back here before we vote. I will encourage that as much as I can, that you haven't seen whatever the final thing is. So let's let you look at it, even if we vote on it at a workshop or something, out of phase, but I will ask.
Well, we all agree with the transition. We're talking about methodology now and a
Yes.
good way to do it.
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying we're bypassing the committee. I'm just saying we don't have additional information to give you, so there's really no additional information to discuss. When we have additional information, we'll bring it forward to the committee and then to the board.
Okay,
Right.
all right. We'll move on. Thank you. So our member, Matthew, has not been attending meetings for months. So, you just made.
Just advised, yes, and the board will.
So make a motion to remove Matthew Butler from the web. And he's
actually the board makes that decision.
Okay.
You just recommendation.
So it's a recommendation. Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
Lauren, that'll be added to the.
Yes, we will add it.
Okay, anything, topics anybody want to talk about? So, T-bills, anything? Even has to happen, right?
We just got a lot to do.
Yeah, the capital ones are set to mature on March 19 and April 16. And from reserve, we have one set to mature on April 16 as well. And then the second one October 29.
Just double check on the timeline for notice of the liquidity, how quickly you get funds,
Okay.
just so we know what you got.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know for sure, I was guessing. Hey, one other thing. I talked to Lauren last night about briefly Astoria. Want to update everybody on Astoria?
I'm sorry, I have a sick child on my lap too. Yes, Astoria has not responded to Charlie's messages. He's reached out to them 4 or 5 times over the holidays and as recently as this week. They are also now delinquent on their Canoa 2026 dues, which is only about $20,000, but still something to consider.
Is that on the board agenda?
The Astoria, no, it is, you're already in litigation with them, so you're already doing what you need to do. Where it's
We're
just
doing
an awaiting
everything we
game.
can be doing.
Yeah,
Like I said last night, we're an unsecured creditor, so.
Yeah.
This thing is.
Waiting along.
Close. Yeah, very close. I was gonna go in, I didn't do it yet, that, she told me last night, I'll go and see if I can get an update on the court cases, but I'm sure there's not much progress, they're all just, they're looking for different litigants, you know, people that have been, you know, wronged by them, so they're trying to build the case against them, so. Sure, there's not much happening.
Can I ask a question? What's our exposure at this point?
Over $300,000.
It'll get close to 400.
Yeah, so $301,000 was as of last year. This year, assessment, I think it was close to $170,000 plus a $20,000 from, like it's gonna be closer.
Does that reflect so many of the numbers?
I'm sorry?
Is that reflected in any of the budget? Yes.
No,
So the receivable.
that's on the, yes.
Some people don't like the naming, man, those numbers are similar. That's a direct offset right there.
Anybody coming up on any roads?
There have been, yeah. Lauren's done the most. Effort. Some Katie and I have been working on it, so it's coming along, but not as fast as I was.
The supporting connection on the residents of Astoria, since they haven't paid, have we restricted their?
We have as much as we could by all in.
Separate question?
Yeah.
Ready, because I don't know the details of the actual contract you won with David. Did we specify a percentage of the final payment after the inspection?
10%,
That's all.
10%. But that won't be immediate, until after.
But that's 10% of the total cost?
Yes.
That's what our profit margin.
Bunch of stuff. If that final payment,
Punch list.
I remember.
in my experience,
Say,
and honestly, it's gonna be July.
It's always later for, because it gets identified, but then it's the tail.
Yeah, they gotta bring all these contracts. back.
It's a long time.
10%.
on the list.
And there's no warranty in that, in the contract.
There is, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's different on it.
Oh.
Like there's labor warranties, electrical warranties. And
Okay, anything else? Right,
So you have a meeting on February?
yeah, well,
Oh, yeah, look at the date.
when you look,
Yeah,
I leave on the 6th or something like that. It's just over a weekend. So
oh,
in the 6th. So maybe we can try the 4th, so Wednesday.
let's tentatively schedule it, but if you see things being delayed, just,
So I'll give you an update mid next week.
yeah,
And then we'll schedule that, or you want us like.
let's schedule it now. So we
Okay.
have it right.
get
Get it on the calendar.
And that
So
way-
5:30 again,
Yeah.
5:30. I think we'll be.
Oh, February, sorry.
That's your, you.
This is available then. Wait.
All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Love a short meeting.
Wow.
Oh, efficient. Love efficiency, yes.
What we do in finance.
Thank you, Jacob.
Time is money. It's worth money.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, everyone.
Feeling better?
I'm glad
I
you're
am.
better.
Yeah. fine. Yeah.